Civil rights movement activist by Manuel Negrin is Sebastian Palacio-Mejia. The civil rights movement in the United States was a decade-long struggle with a goal of enforcing legal rights for African Americans that other Americans already enjoyed, granting equal rights to African Americans in the United States. In this slideshow, you will see 4 activists who helped shape the movement. Nina Simone was an American artist born on February 21st, 1933 in Tyrone, North Carolina. In 1964, Nina began to sing about current events happening around her. She sung about unequal treatment that African Americans struggle with in their everyday life. Nina Simone was also one of the first artists in history to put their career on the line in order to send a message about unequal treatment towards African Americans. A famous quote that comes from Nina Simone is as follows: "I have spent many years pursuing excellence because that is what classical music is all about. Now I was dedicated to freedom, and that was far more important." Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a well-known civil rights activist who had a great deal of influence on the American society in the 1950s and the 1960s. His beliefs helped set the tone of the movement, and he is well known for his "I Have a Dream" speech in Washington. A famous quote that comes from Martin Luther King Jr. said was, "If you can't fight, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to continue moving forward." Rosa Louise McCauley was an American activist in the civil rights movement, best known for her role in the Montgomery bus boycott. Rosa Parks would sit in the front of the bus back when people of color weren't allowed to. Her actions eventually turned out to become a boycott in which African Americans got the right to sit anywhere on the bus. A famous quote that comes from Rosa Parks is, "Racism is still with us, but it is you for us to prepare our children for what they have to meet, and hopefully we shall overcome." Malcolm X. During the civil rights movement, Malcolm X was a leader in the Nation of Islam in the African American community. Malcolm X offered a different perspective on the view of the mainstream civil rights movement. He tried to get a more peaceful community and sadly got killed by 3 members from the Nation of Islam. A famous quote that comes from Malcolm X would be, "There's no better than adversity ever defeat, every heart broke, every loss contains its own seed, and one lesson on how to improve your performance next time." In conclusion, the civil rights movement couldn't have been done with the activists involved. Martin Luther King Jr., Nina Simone, Rosa Parks, and Malcolm X all played significant roles in shaping our society today by taking risk and leadership to do what's right. Although we are still far from perfect, these activists helped us be where we are today and pushed our society to a better future. And these are our reference. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.